Hello, I'm here talking to three young people, Ingmar, Dana and Charlie, who have just been to India, and we are here to find out a bit about their trip, but first let them introduce themselves. We start with you, Ingmar.
My name is Ingmar. I'm 17 years old, and I'm originally from China, but I'm adopted. So I lived in Holland, in California, and Norway, and Singapore 2.5 years. And I go to the Canadian International School in grade 11, and yeah, that's about it, I guess.
Oh, thank you, Ingmar. And now we have Dana.
My name's Dana, and I'm 16 years old. I go to the same school as Ingmar, the Canadian International School, Singapore, but I've lived in Singapore for almost all my life, so I consider myself Singaporean, I guess. And yeah.
Okay, and now we have Charlie.
My name's Charlie. I'm 16 years old. I go to the Canadian school like the other guys do. I was born in Canada. I lived in Canada for most of my life. Stayed for a few years in Belgium, moving back in between Singapore and Canada. This is currently my 3rd year in Singapore, and it's going pretty well.
Great, thank you very much. Okay, you have just been to India and come back after having spent some time with Herman Living Waters Ministry. And can you tell us how you heard about this organization?
Actually, I was just in church one day, and then there was like a poster on the overhead projector about it, and then I started kind of thinking, because we need community service hours for school, and so actually then I just went to the Nissanut here after the service and asked if they did any trips down there.
Yeah.
And then they said yes, and then we just kind of organized it down there.
Oh, how wonderful. Because I remember meeting you then.
Yeah.
That was when Gita came. And I was actually quite surprised that a young fellow like you was interested in going, because usually we even have trouble getting adults to accompany us. So then you interested Dana and Charlie.
Yeah, and we were also looking for community service trips to do too.
Yeah.
And then we were asking around, and then we found Ingmar, who heard of this Herman Living Waters through the church. And then first we were trying to get more people to come with us, because we wanted maybe a group of 6, like a bigger group to come with us, but then it only ended up as 3 because everybody had plans for the Christmas vacation.
I see. Now, seeing as how the Kumanapalis call this a very remote and interior area, that's how they call it. What made you could easily have gone to some more convenient place, right? Like Malaysia or Indonesia, where you just go to the town and begin your work immediately there. As you know, this took 24 hours before you actually got there, right?
Yeah.
So what made you decide on Herman Living Waters?
Well, for us, like, none of us has been to India before, so we thought it'd be a neat experience to go somewhere like that.
Yeah.
And when we go to India, we kind of want to see the real India. So we decided to go to a more remote place where we normally wouldn't be able to go. And we just thought that it was a really great opportunity that you guys have this connection in India, and then we can go through you and find this place.
Yeah, and other places, like I had been on previous community trips to Cambodia that I make once a year.
Yeah.
Well, we'd been to other countries like Thailand and Vietnam for school trips, so this was kind of a really unique experience that we were looking for.
Yeah. And I believe that you all had a very
Yeah.
great time.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah. So can you talk us through a little bit? Maybe each of you can touch on one aspect of your trip.
Sure.
Okay. Well, the first day we actually arrived there, and we only really just played with the children and like volleyball.
Maybe you should start with the actual journey, so that they know
okay.
how long it took.
Okay, well, first from Singapore to Chennai, it was about a 4-hour flight, I think. Yeah. And then once we get to Chennai, we have to take this overnight train.
12 hours.
Yeah.
And how did you find the train?
It was comfortable.
Yeah, it was actually good. Like, we really liked it.
So there were 4 of you in the bunk. I mean, in one space, right?
Well, like in one cabin area,
there
there was 6 people.
And then 2
because
on the side.
it's like 2 rows, and then you have 3
There's
bunk
3 on top
beds
of
on
each
each
other.
level.
3 bunk beds.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
there's like there's a top bunk
Uh-huh,
already
yeah.
there, and then there's the 2 benches where the people normally sit if we
Yes,
don't
yeah,
sleep,
yeah.
and then there's this middle layer that folds down,
Yes.
and then that's like 1, 2, 3 people, and then another 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
So we had
that's
to like us and then jog around, and we
Uh-huh.
still had to share with another family when we went there, and then on the way back we also had to share with 2 other people.
I see.
But
I
it was
see.
fine. It was lovely.
But it was air conditioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was more comfortable than we thought because
Yeah.
my dad was like, you probably won't sleep.
Yeah.
On the way back, I actually slept from like 9:30 to 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So-
so did we. It was
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
good.
It wasn't bad.
And the stop and start didn't affect you. You know, you stopped and
Oh,
started.
the
yeah.
transitions were very smooth.
Oh.
Oh, nice to hear.
But it was just really hard to tell when we had to get off, so we
Yeah.
were glad Jogara
Yeah.
was with us.
We are always very nervous because we think it's near and they say no, half an hour, go back and sit there.
Yeah, there's no way you can tell because
Yeah.
they don't announce or
Yeah.
anything. And Jogara just like kind of looks out the window and he can tell where we are.
Yeah, yeah.
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 Okay, so once you arrive and somebody comes and picks you up, who came to pick you up? Or did you know? Is it Isaac?
No, jog around.
Jogara.
Oh, he drove?
Yeah. Or,
No, no,
we
well-
got a taxi from
Yeah.
the train station.
Oh, I see.
We got to the airport and then we walked out and then he met us there.
Yes.
And then we took a train from the airport to like Chennai itself,
Yes.
more the center.
Yeah, yeah.
There we just rented a room for 1 day
Ah, I
and
see.
walked around a bit
Yeah.
and ate.
Okay, yeah. So once you arrived in Bhimavaram, you were picked up, right?
Yeah, by
Yeah.
taxi.
And it took an hour to get to Kalipatnam?
I think a little bit, like 45 minutes.
45.
Yeah, it wasn't too long.
And the road's pretty nice as well because it's through the small villages where there's no tourists,
The
obviously.
views were amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
the
the paddy
fields.
field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then like just as we arrived, we saw the sun, and it was really nice
Yeah.
and orange, and just like
Oh, that's wonderful that
Yeah.
you notice this sort of things because some people would just say, "Oh,
I'm really
again,"
tired.
Yeah. yeah. Oh, that's great. So once you got there, were the children waiting for you?
Yeah, like one of them ran up to the gate and opened it,
Yeah.
and then there was a group of people, a group of students, like in the, I don't know, what do you call that space?
the
Quadrangle.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
sitting there, girls on one
Yeah.
side and boys on one side, and they're all looking at us.
Yeah.
And then we got our bags, and then we met Geetha, who was upstairs. And then as we were walking on the balcony, we saw all the kids down below, and they're all like waving.
Waving
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
smiling.
You know,
Everything.
because it's a real treat for them, because they go to school every day and it's the same old mundane
Yeah.
thing. So
Yeah.
when they have visitors,
They looked
they're
really
very
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I believe you went to church on a boat.
Yeah, we took a boat out closer to the Bay of Bengal. and
Yeah.
Went to a village and had a really nice Sunday service.
Good.
It was quite
Yeah.
lovely. It was kind of a different experience from what we're used to here.
Yeah. And you were all asked to give greetings, right?
Ingmar spoke
Yeah,
for
I
us.
gave the greetings at that church
Uh-huh.
and just kind of talked about why we were there.
Mm,
It's almost the same as we're doing now, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, every time we meet someone new, like he has to kind of introduce us.
Yes.
And
yes.
then, yeah. And I remember the Christmas celebration at the very big church. There was another one.
In Saripalli.
In Saripalli.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
There we all
Yeah,
gave
then we all
greetings.
spoke.
I see. Okay, so let's backtrack. 'Cause,
Yeah.
so after church, what did you do? You
We went back on the boat, I think,
Uh-huh.
and then we went back to Saripalli,
Kalipatnam.
Kalipatnam,
Yeah.
sorry, to eat lunch,
Yeah.
and after that we just played with the kids, right? That was that day.
Yeah, I think that was that day.
and did you manage to get any of your Christmas decorations? Did
That
they-
was
Oh,
Did
not
they all
yet.
come?
That was,
That was the
at
next day.
Saripalli.
Oh, that was at Saripalli.
Yeah, we made
Yeah.
the decorations at Saripalli,
Oh,
but we
okay.
did crafts with the kids in Kalipatnam the day after.
So,
So-
like our decorations were for Sally Polly, and then they had a Christmas tree that they
Mhm.
put in the church. Yeah,
The
and then
new
we
picture.
kind of helped there.
We also helped decorate like inside the church,
Oh, wonderful.
the tree outside the church, and those kind of things.
Okay, so that's what you did there with the vocational school students, right?
Yeah.
The young
Yeah.
people around your age.
Yeah,
Yeah, and some of them could converse in English, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Oh, that's good.
And
Some of
then
them. And then we visited all their classrooms and then see what kind of courses they were studying and stuff. Yeah, they just took us around the school. I don't think we stayed there for very long though, because then we went back to Geetha's house.
Yes.
And then waited till 6 until the Christmas celebration
Yeah.
started. Then we went back to the vocational school.
So you went to the church, and you had actually a Christmas service there. Did they have a sort of a play, a small little play?
Yeah, there were
Joseph
skits
Mary?
going on.
Oh,
and
skits, yeah.
Yeah,
The birth of Jesus.
the little star.
Yeah.
Or-
And also
And
some.
They even have performances from the other children's home, from
Yeah, they
Kali
brought
Patnam.
Also, the Kali Patnam
Yeah,
children
all the
came.
children came.
and the teachers too.
Yeah.
They had like some dances as well. One bit more Indian dance, which
Yeah.
was nice to see as well.
Yeah. We enjoy that very much too. A couple of years we have gone at Christmas time, and it's very nice because then they will take the children to visit the villages. I mean, you understand that they have these church communities in various villages, right? So at Christmas, some of the communities will get visited by the children.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you did one of those, I guess. Did
Yeah,
you?
we went to one church at night,
Uh-huh.
a small one in the
Yeah.
area.
With the kids, right?
Yeah, with the
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
The kids from
There's some
Kalipatnam
kids
were
from
there as
Kali.
well.
Yeah. So that's great. And what a handy, what more basic work did you do? Did you do any painting or?
Yeah, we did. One of the days we made all these arts and crafts with the kids in Kalipatnam,
Yeah.
the smaller children, and made like stars and Christmas decorations. And then the last day we also painted some school benches and school tables.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
With varnish or actual color?
actual
With
paint.
actual color.
Yeah.
Actual color?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
blue.
Oh.
Kind of like on the wall.
Uh-huh. And did you go to Patapadu to visit the widows? The
Oh, we
widows?
didn't get to that
You didn't get to
No.
that.
because
But
of the
we did
Christmas
serve
celebration.
food at the children's home.
I see you
Okay.
helped with
Yeah.
cooking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking about food, how did you adjust to the food?
We loved the food. It was
The
so
food was-
good.
It was so spicy, like the spiciest food I've ever tasted, but it was so good.
Oh, that's
I'm-
great to hear, Charlie.
Yeah.
I get hiccups whenever I eat anything remotely spicy,
yeah.
and they really hurt, but this food was really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And then they
eat a
have
lot.
this like delicious yogurt stuff that you pour over the rice if it's too spicy, and it's really good.
Oh, that's good to hear because there are people who say, I want to go, but I cannot eat the food. Can I bring my own Maggi mee? And
The
I say, yeah,
food
you're
is
welcome
so
to bring your
good.
Maggi mee, but we enjoy the.
Yeah,
Oh
the food
no,
is
the
good.
food
Yeah, the
is
food
amazing.
It's really
Oh,
good.
Geeta will be very proud because she does take a lot of trouble to, plan and see that it's clean. And none of you were sick, right?
No,
No,
No, no, no,
we
we
didn't
didn't
get
get
sick
sick.
once.
I believe we had curry for the whole time we were there for breakfast, lunch, and
Yeah,
dinner.
there's
Yeah.
like chicken curry,
Yeah.
lamb
Lamb
curry,
curry, prawn
fish
curry.
curry,
Right?
potato curry,
Vegetable curry.
And you had what do they call it?
dosa
Not dosa,
Dosa.
yeah.
in the morning, and,
And
the
then
pickle
chapati?
sauce, and
Yeah.
chapati. And wait, there was this other thing. I think papal, like the cracker thing, the chip. It's kind of like a chip, but it's bigger
Oh yeah, yeah,
than that
the
thing.
really light cracker.
Yeah.
I don't think we had
The
the
thing they
privilege of
kind of,
it.
yeah, they
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
squeeze
yeah.
Thing?
Yeah,
It's called
okay.
like papal.
It was delicious.
I'm
Oh,
not sure.
papal.
The
Yeah.
food was really good. Yeah.
Oh, good. So let's see, we've covered that. Now, did you meet any of their children? David and Dulcie and Naomi.
Naomi and Kamal were there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 not
Naomi
David.
and Kamal.
The
No.
two sons, they were still
We met
at
the
school
two
studying.
daughters.
Yeah, the two daughters. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very lovely.
Yeah.
Very hospitable.
Okay, so anything? Maybe you can tell us what particular thing stood out for you from this trip.
We love the children.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the best parts because the children in India, they're all so friendly. They all run up to you and they're not afraid to, come up to you and play with you and teach you new things.
Yeah.
And then they even sang us some songs and taught us some new games, and we kind of exchanged that, so that was very nice. Yeah, I think the children was what stood out the most for me.
Well, I'm sure they must have been thrilled because usually it's just adults who go, and we do try. Oh no, there's one who is she's in her early 20s, but for people like you, I'm sure they must have been really thrilled.
Yeah.
So for you, it was the children.
Yeah.
Okay. And Charlie?
Definitely.
For me, so many things. I think there's two main things that I should point out. And it was definitely everybody's hospitality. Everyone that we saw was so friendly, so nice, and happy to have us there. It was just, it made it such a great experience. And when we were at the churches, all the church services, it was really amazing to see. Because for us, I guess, like, this is just the way we've been brought up. Our parents take us to church. We don't really understand why, and then to be able to see a church and the community who wants to be there so much, and they, like, this is really something so passionate.
Yes.
It's just amazing to see that.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Anything else?
No.
Okay, your
My
turn.
two main things.
I'm not really sure what really stood out. I guess it's just the whole experience of, because it started out really small. I just asked Geetha here at St. George's if they did any trips down there. And with these kind of things, it doesn't always exactly work out, but it actually went very smoothly, like the whole planning, and then we just went. I was also looking forward to like an Indian overnight train, you know, it's those things you see on TV. It's pretty cool. And then in the small villages, everything, and also like they said, the people's hospitality, they're so friendly and nice, and just the whole experience of going somewhere where you would never ever come if you didn't know this, and the small villages with no tourists, just us kind of being there and seeing how they live and what they do for the children and stuff, and just the experience as a whole, I think.
Yeah, thank you so much. So would you encourage other people to go?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
It
it's
was-
for like both our experience, the people who go, and the kids, because they love having people there, and like everyone, they all welcome you, and they all seem to already like you when you get there.
Yeah.
So
So would you, if you are here around in Singapore, would you go again next year?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
So maybe we
without
can
question.
get a bigger, now that you've been there, you can interest other people and go. And also you do not necessarily have to go at the time that you went, But don't go in the summer months. It's unbearably hot.
Yeah.
It's like 50
Okay.
degrees.
Yeah, it was
really.
already so hot there.
Oh, so it was hot.
Yeah, it was quite hot, quite dry. But
Yeah.
lovely weather though, it never rained once.
yeah.
That is a dry period. The dry and cooler period.
Yeah, it was a lot less humid than here, definitely.
Yeah.
It was hot, but it was a nice temperature. Like, it was bearable.
So we really have to thank the Komanapalis for their hospitality.
Yeah.
And, they are always so happy to have people visit, because they know that once you visit, you will have a heart for them. And that's what some people say. Well, why should I go so? I pay this much for my ticket. Why can't I just give that money, to you instead of going? And she says, no, you have to
Well,
come.
it's completely different.
Yeah.
It means so much more when you like actually go.
Yeah.
You actually see them for yourselves, and you actually see where your money is going, I guess.
Yeah.
And you make like connections with people. It's just so
Yeah.
wonderful that they make you so much a part of like this family that they've
Like
gathered.
before we left the school, all of the children, like I think there were 80 of them, they
Yes.
all stood there in like a line, and we had to say goodbye to each one of them personally.
We were like,
It was
me and
really
Dana
nice.
were in tears. It was,
Yeah.
It was so hard leaving.
So now you sort of understand why we go back there year after year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do hope that, the young people of our church, will be interested in going, and also from, your friends.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for
Yeah,
sharing
thank
this
you.
with us.
Thank you.
And
No problem.
thank God that you had a great experience.
స్తుతించదం నీ ప్రేమ తలచుచు సేవించదం దేవా నీవే నిత్యుడవు ప్రభువా నీవే రక్షకుడవు నీ మేళ్ళు మరువక సన్నుతించదం నీ నామం విడువక స్తుతించదం దేవా నీవే మహోన్నతుడవు ప్రభువా నీవే మహారాజువు దేవా నీవే మహోన్నతుడవు ప్రభువా నీవే మహారాజువు వేదనందునా వేడుకొందుము శోధనైనను వెంబడించదం దేవా నీవే మార్గము